Hey everyone, welcome to the show. Ever feel like love is like this puzzle?
Hmm.
Where destiny hands you some pieces, but you have no idea how they go together.
Yeah.
That's what we're diving into today.
Oh, cool.
Amy is something like fate. It's a contemporary romance that really makes you think about the choices we make.
Right.
When it comes to something like, well, fate, if you're into all that push and pull between destiny and free will, hit that like button.
Yeah.
Subscribe, too, for more deep dives like this one. Link to the book is down in the description. So this story draws us right into Lo's world,
Okay.
our main character. She comes from a family of psychics. But, and here's the twist, she's the skeptic.
Interesting. That's cool how she's the one that gets this super vivid vision
No, right.
about her soulmate, even though she doesn't have the same, intuitive ability.
Exactly. You'd think it would be one of her aunts.
Right.
They're practically swimming in psychic energy.
I know. But no, it's Lo who gets hit with this intense premonition.
Almost like a movie. Bustling city, hearts floating in the air,
Yeah.
the smell of espresso.
Wow.
Oh, and a burning sensation.
Yeah.
Romantic, sure, but kind of unsettling too, don't you think?
Yeah, definitely. Especially that burning, it adds a physical element to the vision, makes it feel more real, harder to escape.
Totally. And it immediately sets up this inner conflict for her.
Yeah.
Like, part of her wants to just brush it off, but the intensity,
Right?
it makes her question her own skepticism.
Makes sense.
And to make things even more complicated, the vision is specifically tied to Venice,
Oh, wow.
Italy. So naturally, Lo ends up backpacking through Europe,
Of course.
following a similar path her mother took, like decades earlier.
Yeah.
It's almost like history is repeating itself.
That's so interesting, that parallel between Lo and her mother. They both have these soulmate visions. They both go on these big journeys,
Right.
but their paths, diverge in some really fascinating ways. It makes you wonder if Lo will embrace the path that fate has laid out or reject it.
Okay, but before we follow Lou to Italy, we got to introduce Teller,
Okay.
her best friend.
Yeah.
He is like the voice of reason.
Yeah.
And all this psychic chaos. Think data-driven, germaphobe, loves Halloween.
Interesting combo.
I know, right? Not your typical rom-com sidekick.
Definitely not. His skepticism, though, I think it's great, like a counterpoint to Lo's journey. He challenges her to think critically about the vision, to question if it's really destiny or just her own desires.
Exactly. And their friendship. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
It's a highlight. I mean, who else can quote like The Notebook all week and not even realize it?
Huh?
Because their best friend is sneaking in all these rom-com lines.
Oh, that's
They
great.
have this awesome dynamic.
Uh-huh.
It's full of witty banter and like hilarious moments. Really lightens the mood.
Yeah, it's not always fun in games, though. I mean, they're both dealing with, recent heartbreaks. Lo's ex ghosted her. Teller's girlfriend dumped him. They're vulnerable.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And they're leaning on each other for support. It adds this emotional layer to their relationship.
And then you've got the whole travel chaos thing. Bianca, Lo's best friend, was supposed to go, but a broken foot. At Costco, of all places.
Oh,
Leaves
no.
everything off. So Lo convinces Teller to join her on this grand European adventure. But it's not smooth sailing.
What happened?
Canceled flight, rundown motel, lost luggage. It's like a comedy of errors.
Really?
Totally.
But those mishaps, though,
Mm.
they kind of show us how adaptable Lo and Teller are, how they can find humor in the unexpected. It's like a sign of their compatibility.
Yeah, for sure. Be able to roll with the punches together. Pretty good quality in any relationship, I'd say.
Definitely.
And then, in Venice, amidst all this chaos, Lo meets him. Caleb, picture this. Runaway trolley, near miss, and this handsome stranger swoops in, saves the day, like straight out of a movie.
Oh, wow. Classic. It's like it confirms everything from the vision.
Right, but is he truly her soulmate? Or is
Yeah.
she just projecting because of that vision,
That's the big question, isn't it?
I know. Caleb is charming, intelligent, even shares her love for cats. He seems perfect,
Uh-huh.
but there's something that feels almost too perfect, like rehearsed. And their conversations, they feel a little forced at times.
Interesting.
And you can really sense this tension between Caleb and Teller.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Teller's already suspicious of him.
Oh, I see.
Like there's this rivalry,
Oh,
unspoken.
gotcha. It's important to remember, though, that Caleb's not like a villain.
Right.
It's more nuanced than that. He's got his own, complexities,
For sure.
motives and desires and all that. It's like the story's asking us, are soulmates just people who meet our expectations? Or is there something more to it? Does real connection go deeper?
Totally. And it's a good question to be asking.
It really makes you think, like, what are we even supposed to be looking for?
Right. And while Lo's figuring all that out in Italy, back home, things are getting pretty intense with her family. Her aunts, who are like full-on psychics,
Oh, yeah.
they drop this bombshell, a family secret.
What is it?
Turns out there's this curse on the women in their family. If a Zhao woman doesn't end up with her soulmate,
Uh-oh.
she's doomed to, like, a life of bad luck.
Whoa, really? That's heavy.
Yeah, and they tell her about her cousin Lynn,
Okay.
who rejected her soulmate and met a tragic end. Really ups the stakes, you know.
Oh, definitely. Now it's not just about finding love.
Exactly.
It's about avoiding this terrible fate. It makes you think, is Lo going to be swayed by fear? Or will she, like, choose to defy all that?
That's a lot of pressure. You know, those family expectations, traditions, they can feel so heavy.
Absolutely. Like,
Yeah.
are we really free to make our own choices when we're carrying all that baggage?
That's a good question. And as if things weren't complicated enough, Lo and Teller's relationship takes a turn. All
Oh,
that time traveling together, the romantic scenery of Italy, it starts to, like, crack the surface of their friendship. You can feel the tension.
it's like all those charged moments. Dancing under the stars, sharing a tiny room. Remember that scene with the palm reading? Teller's analyzing Lo's broken fate line. It's hilarious.
I know, right? They're so drawn to each other.
Yeah.
But that soulmate vision, it's always there,
Right.
looming over them.
It's that classic will they, won't they thing. You're totally rooting for them, but you get why they're holding back.
Absolutely. And then, bam, in Amalfi.
Mm,
Teller just confesses.
really?
He drops the bomb. He's been in love with her for years, but was too scared to say anything, especially after the vision.
Wow. Game changer. What does Lo do?
It throws her for a loop. She's
Oh.
confused, overwhelmed, maybe a little relieved. It's like she's been waiting for it.
Ugh,
But the timing.
awful. Teller's love, though, it's been there the whole time, unspoken. And it takes this grand gesture in Italy to break through.
I know, it's a good reminder. Sometimes those connections, the most meaningful ones,
Yeah,
they're right there in front of us.
absolutely. And then, just when you think it can't get more complicated, Lo finds out something about her parents.
Oh, no.
It changes everything. She learns they weren't actually soulmates.
No way.
Yeah, her dad confesses they fell in love,
Uh-huh.
even though they didn't have a vision. It, like, shatters her whole belief system.
Wow. So Lo's basically free now from all that fate and family stuff.
It gives her permission to question everything. About love, about destiny. It's like she can write her own story now.
And those dreamlike visions she had earlier,
The ones with Teller.
yeah, it suddenly makes so much more sense. It's like they were trying to tell her something,
Yeah.
but she wasn't ready to listen.
It makes you wonder, was fate trying to control her? Or just guide her?
Right? Maybe the vision was like a nudge.
Yeah, in the right direction. So what does she do? Follow her heart or stick with the soulmate vision?
That's a tough choice.
Yeah.
What would you do? I mean, if fate wasn't like a sure thing, if soulmates weren't guaranteed, how would you even navigate love? What would you look for?
Right. It really makes you think, is it about that spark? Or is it something more? This book doesn't give you the easy answers. I know. It just makes you think about all these big questions. Love, destiny, the power of choice. You start to wonder, are my own beliefs holding me back?
It's like the book is saying, hey, maybe there's more than one way to find happiness. Be open to different connections, even the ones that, like, surprise you.
Exactly. And that part with Lo working with the rescue dogs?
Oh, yeah.
It's a perfect example. It might not be this grand romantic thing, but it brings her joy, real fulfillment, shows her compassion. That connection she has with animals, it's deep.
It reminds you that sometimes your purpose isn't about those big achievements. It's the little things, the kindness, the connection that makes life, worth it.
Totally. And think about it. Her decision to put off college and do this, it's kind of like her mom, in a way.
Yeah.
Both chose these unconventional paths. They went against what people expected, but it led them to their own happiness.
It really shows you have the power to break free, make your own destiny.
So what was your favorite part of something like Fate? Was it Lo's first vision? All that travel chaos? Maybe the slow burn of their relationship? Or how about that twist with her parents? Tell us in the comments. We want to know what resonated with you.
I think mine was when she decided to defer college. It was such a brave move.
Yeah.
Putting her passions first, even though it meant, maybe disappointing people. She really grew so much throughout the story.
I agree. It shows that sometimes you got to go off the beaten path to find what you're meant for, and sometimes what you find is even better than you imagined. This book, it sticks with you. It reminds you that love can be in the most unexpected places, that destiny isn't always set, and you get to choose your own happiness.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful message.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. If you liked it, hit subscribe. We'll have more deep dives into all kinds of cool topics. And if you want more books like this, with all the love and destiny and choices, we've got some recommendations below. Happy reading, everyone.